Usyk guy is talented. He's so talented. He's so small for a heavyweight, too.
But the point is if you box with that boxer, you will lose. He is the best.
Winning an Olympic gold medal, clearing out cruiserweight, and now becoming the guy at heavyweight of his generation.
Joe Rogan praised Oleksandr Usyk's victory over Tyson Fury, declaring he's the best ever. Rogan expressed concerns about Fury's condition, suggesting that his previous fights may have diminished his resilience.
You know, and so when you have an elite athlete like Joshua, who's like fast and knockout power, he can excel without having the kind of technique that a guy like Lomachenko and Usyk were trained by the same guy. They were both trained by Lomachenko's father. So they both have extreme technique. And then you have Bivol and Bitter Beef that just fought. Same thing. Both like super Soviet style boxing, and you go, whoa, like this is technique, like really, really high level technique. But it's rare that someone with that kind of technique gets into the heavyweight division.
And that's why Fury is just a magnificent fighter.
Joe Rogan has praised Oleksandr Usyk, calling him a phenomenal fighter in one of his podcasts. Rogan admired Usyk's exceptional footwork and technique, describing him as great.
Now, the first thing I've got to say is, why did Tyson Fury lose this? Well, I said in my prediction, there is only one way to beat Oleksandr Usyk. I've been saying the same thing ahead of Anthony Joshua's fights with him, ahead of everyone's fights with him. You've got to fight a kill or be killed fight. And even then, it's not a guaranteed way to beat him. Like, it doesn't mean if you fight kill or be killed, you're going to win. But the point is if you box with that boxer, you will lose. He is the best at that. I said in that first fight, Tyson Fury had good energy and a good moment up to round 7, and at that point his energy started to go, his punches became less effective, and he was less of a threat. So you need to come into this fight and go in for the kill within those rounds, or you're gonna fucking lose, man. Guaranteed. And I'm not saying like, oh, stick it on him, like as if it's like that simple. You've obviously got to do it, you know, responsibly, cleverly, but you've got to force the issue, because this man, he understands the laws of boxing too well. You've got to break the rules in order to beat him, and that requires you to do unorthodox things, to do unpredictable things. And when you do clip him, empty the fucking gas tank and go after him with every last drop of energy you've got. You've got to race him instead of staying with him, because when you try and stay with him, you have to play by the rules, and when you do that, he wins every fucking time.
Rogan emphasized Usyk's unique ability to outmaneuver opponents, showcasing his skills as a masterful technician in the heavyweight division. Experts say about Usyk, if you're going to fight Usyk, you're going to lose because he is the best, Rogan said. With conviction for them, the results of Usyk's fights speak for themselves.
Usyk's movement is so damn good. Nice. Already, one thing I love about Usyk, he gets right on his opponent. Usyk answered it. He goes, I'm ready. Your Excellency, Turkey, please make this matchup, right? And I love that he's just, you can tell he's an athlete who just wants to prove that he's the best, right? There is no showboating. There is no trash talking. He's like, yes, we can do it. Well, we'll fight again. And I think after he beats Daniel Dubois, he's already beat Daniel Dubois. He's already beat Anthony Joshua twice. He's already beat Tyson Fury twice. If he beats Daniel Dubois twice, there's nothing left for this man to prove in boxing. I think this man lays the gloves down, walks away from the sport of boxing, spend time with his children, his wife. He mentioned his kids are in judo, and I think it'll be awesome for him to be able to walk away from the sport on top.
Yet many fans, especially those loyal to Tyson Fury, struggled to admit this truth. Rogan wasn't alone in his praise for Usyk's unique skill set. Many experts have highlighted Usyk's incredible movement and ability to outmaneuver opponents. His footwork is so precise that
he's fighting Usyk again.
Oh, man.
That's a tough fight.
Yeah.
That Usyk guy is talented. He's so talented. He's so small for a heavyweight, too. He's nonstop movement, and his footwork and everything, it's so different than anybody else. Joshua didn't know what to do with him. He's like, where is this guy going to be when I'm throwing punches? He was moving all over the place.
he can effortlessly close the distance, putting pressure on his rivals with calculated aggression. Unlike flashy boxers who thrive on showmanship, Usyk is all business, focused solely on proving that he's the best fighter in the world. Teddy Atlas, a legendary boxing trainer and analyst, weighed in on Usyk's greatness.
Listen, he's a man of his word, but he's a superstar of what he does inside and outside the ring. You know, we know what's going on in Ukraine and what he stands for, and you know that passion, that emotion comes with him inside the ring, and we see that in his performances. Like, he's a guy, an incredible guy that, like, you get to round 9 and you think now that, you know, they're starting to feel it here, the psychological battle's coming in, they're blowing a gasket, fatigue's setting in, but he's a guy that's got the ability to be able to turn a screw and turn it on in those last championship rounds, and that is the difference between him and the others.
Actually, within the context of a fight, isn't he? He knows when to put the pressure on. He reads a fight so well. And if it's close, you know he's going to find that little extra gear.
John, it's that last 30 seconds of each round, when the round's close and you're thinking, which way is this going to go here? Because it was seesawing all the time in there. He's got the ability to, that last 30 seconds, to switch it on, put those combinations together, and that's the eye-catching stuff, the stuff that stays in the judge's mind. And they're the ones where them swing rounds, where they were quite close, that was what was getting him the rounds. And that was just enough. So, you know, he might land a couple of big right hands or a little combination, and that sticks with the judge, and I think that's the way the sort of fight went. Very close fight.
By asking a question that resonates with the boxing community: who is going to beat? Oleksandr Usyk Atlas has consistently praised Usyk's adaptability, noting that his ability to adjust his strategy to the empty fight is unparalleled. Who's going to show up? The winner. The guy named Usyk who always fights. Because he doesn't let it get away from him.
But the interesting part about this one is, for as clutch as he is, and of course he came through here again yet today in just the most remarkable of fashion, he didn't really have to rescue any part of this. He was never, it seemed like, super down at any point. It was closely contested, in my view, whatever the fucking AI judge was doing. It was still, obviously, it felt a little bit pins and needles in big parts of it. But I just really want to take a moment to appreciate a guy undefeated and has achieved essentially at the highest level everywhere he has gone. He has done winning an Olympic gold medal, clearing out cruiserweight, and now becoming the guy at heavyweight of his generation. 2 times against Joshua, 2 times against Fury, beating Dubois.
Because he knew that if he let another round go like that, it could get away from him. The momentum start to flow that way. So what does he do in the 6th round? He comes out and dominates the round. He comes out and takes control. And what does he do for the next 5 rounds? Whatever, at least on my scorecard, and maybe under judges, I didn't see their score, but for the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th round, 5-round rounds in all.
It drove me crazy. But Oleksandr Usyk is a stud. That dude is so difficult to fight. He's got great movement, and this is, you know, when we talk about it, he's faster. He's elusive, so Tyson misses a lot of shots on him, which only makes him tired. Tyson was too big, carrying too much weight. I'll give him credit. He actually performed better. When I looked at him at the weigh-in and he kept his jacket on, I was like, dude, you're telling me something.
Why'd you spend 3 months away if you weren't going to get yourself in tip? I felt like he was in good shape.
That's what it seemed like to me. You know, I just looked at it, and, you know, his corner, I would turn on the sound when the round ended to see what his corner would say and stuff, and they were telling him, you know, kind of the right stuff, but they were kind of trying to cheerlead him. They were cheerleading him, trying to get him going and stuff. And it was like, yeah, you're just not the guy that's going to end up beating Usyk. He's got your number, and he understands how to stand in front of you. When you throw, he usually starts it. He knows your counter, and then he's countering your counter, and he's landing. And he landed at a much better percentage. He landed more shots. He easily won the fight. I didn't think it was close.
I give you the last question for you. 1-word answer. It's an easy one. Will anyone in this era beat Oleksandr Usyk, yes or no? There's this one guy out there, name him Father Time. Experts and analysts like Spencer Oliver and John Rawling have delved into what makes Usyk extraordinary.
The one thing that Tyson Fury did do better in this fight than he didn't do in the previous fight, it was that Tyson Fury was a lot more active, right? Usually when Usyk fights people, when he fought Anthony Joshua, when he fought Daniel Dubois, he gets on his opponents. Right when the round starts, beep, Usyk runs across the cage, cage. He runs across the ring, throws across to the body, or a jab. He's always super active. In the first fight between Tyson and Usyk, Usyk was more active than Fury. You see Fury, trying to take his time, jab, move, 1-2, sniff his nose, look down, walk away, be nonchalant about how he was going about the fight. This time you saw Tyson Fury get him behind his jab, doing a good job, 1-2, using his size. He was a bigger man than Usyk. I felt those rounds were super close. I wouldn't even give one of those rounds to Tyson Fury. He would try to get something going off and hold him. Get something off, hold him. Just hold him that whole round. And there has to be something to be said in boxing. I need 4 minutes. 4 or 5 minutes, because I felt every single round as the fight went on right at like 2 minutes and 45 seconds or 2:30, 2:50, 3 minutes, that's when the fight is starting to pick up. I feel like the fight just starts getting juicy at that 3-minute mark, and that's when the round's over. They get a 1 minute rest, and then they're right back out there fighting. Give me 4 minutes. Give me 5 minutes. The fight is just starting to get juicy. Run them on 2:45, 2:50, 3 minutes, and then they just stop it. And now it was the hardest thing for me watching the fight. Is like, man, they're just now starting to open up and actually start to fight each other.
They emphasize that Usyk's impact goes beyond his performances in the ring. His discipline, humility, and dedication to his craft inspire not just boxing fans, but athletes across all sports. Usyk represents the best qualities of a champion, both as a fighter and as a person.